Radio Riyadh 96.8. Radio Riyadh presents
creativity,
ideas,
innovation,
change,
leadership,
development,
youth in entrepreneurship. Only on
Radio Riyadh 96.8 MHz.
Welcome back. You're listening to 96.8 Nepali ko Awaz Radio Riyaz. My name is Avilasha Raemaji and today we are talking about Paritran Risk Management System Prisms and self-defense, and specifically we are focusing on Fight Back. That is the initiative that the organization takes, and it is also a corporate social responsibility of that organization. Now we will also be talking about entrepreneurship and opportunities of entrepreneurship in Nepal with our guest Bikrant ji. So welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
And what do you think about the opportunities of entrepreneurship in Nepal, and why do you think that Nepali entrepreneurs have not been able to perform up to mark financially also? There are a lot of opportunities, and why do you think people still prefer going abroad?
Okay, so that's a very good question, and there is an immense potential for entrepreneurism in Nepal. There's no question about that. But one of the main hurdles are the legal access and access to finance. They are the two main. They are the two main problems for a Nepali entrepreneur, because the legal framework for an entrepreneur to thrive, there has to be intellectual property right. And there needs to be a more protection towards sweat equity, because entrepreneurism is about scaling up an idea. You got an idea, you scale it up, you execute the idea and scale it up to a place where it's sustainable. Okay, so in that regard, you need legal provisions to protect that idea, to scale it up. And another aspect of it is scaling it up. In order to scale it up, you need access to finance. Our traditional banking system is still collateral based, where if you're an entrepreneur, you may not have that collateral and thus you may not have that access to finance. But there are certain organizations and institutions who are coming and sort of a venture capital funds who do the incubation, like Birua Ventures is doing a good job in that area. And there are certain other initiatives also that are coming, where I think those are the things that must increase. The venture capitalists must come, and angel investors. There should be legal provisions to safeguard the angel investments too. So basically, all in all, two things: legal structuring and access to finance. If these two things are addressed, then I think Nepal has immense potential for entrepreneurism.
And I would also like to add up one thing in this. There are entrepreneurs and there are people like angel investors, but there is no proper link,
Exactly.
And I think media can play a very vital role in linking these two bodies. And I would also like to come back to Fight Back.
Of course.
Now, this is an innovative idea. It's the first one in whole Asia, and there are people who are also copying this idea or imitating your idea. So how do you protect your business, because this is also your business and one of the things that you do?
First of all, we as an organization, if we inspire somebody to create a women's self-defense program, actually we want that to happen, okay, because we don't want us to be the only player. The more the merrier in this case. But as you said, there are certain imitations that might happen. They have already started to happen. So in that regard, we have a trademark on Fight Back, on the logo, on all our material. And if we see such infringement of intellectual property, then we humbly remind the person to see that this is something that we put our so much of hard work in it. Please don't do it, and that's how we go about it.
I would also like to ask you, how easy or how difficult was it to get a trademark? How easy it is to be legally protected in Nepal?
Very hard. I mean, the bureaucratic hassles and red tapeism is, and the needless to say, it's in any entrepreneur has to face that. But it was quite hard. I mean, we had to work a lot to get our trademarks.
How long, did it take?
Well, even working in a war footing, it was at least 6 months. 6 months minimum.
Okay. And what do you think, in your opinion, is the most important aspect that an entrepreneur should focus on?
Well, I think you need nerves of steel, to function in a chaotic environment like Nepal. You need nerves of steel, and you have to be, and you need grit to, and be very resolute. I think I think you need nerves of steel.
Okay. So we are almost at the end of the program, and what is the message that you would want to give to the young and aspiring entrepreneurs who are the upcoming ones? And what do you think are the businesses that we need to focus on at this time of crisis?
Okay. So I think we have an immense opportunity and potential for entrepreneurism. And my message to the young entrepreneur is, please, if you have an idea, go for it, because entrepreneurs are the people who build a nation. Because and contribution of an entrepreneur is not for himself or herself, but for many people. Okay, so we need more entrepreneurs. That's the thing. I would like to see more entrepreneurism in information technology, in tourism, in the energy sector, and of course risk management. I would like to see that more.
Definitely, the risk management has a lot of opportunity right
Of
now,
course.
especially at this time, the
Of course.
post-earthquake time. And what is the message that you would want to give to the financial institution and the government bodies? How do you think they can make the life of an entrepreneur easier?
Well, in terms of as a risk management entrepreneur, first I would like to say to all the institutions, the government and private, it's time to wake up. The first thing is, because the earthquake that had happened is, we're lucky. Suppose if the epicenter was not in Barpak and in Kathmandu, if it was like Haiti, where 30% of the police, army and the civil servant were wiped out, what would be the situation today? Okay, so what would have happened if our airport didn't function after the April 25th? So I think it's time to wake up and address these things, have the protocols, have a good risk resilience system in place for your organization and as an individual, and especially the government too. So that's my main message.
Okay. Now, I've asked you so many questions. So, at the end of the show, you get to ask me a question. So, what would you like to ask me?
Well, thank you very much for calling me here and giving me the opportunity to voice my ideas. Well, the question I would like to ask you is, what a young person like you, what drives you? I mean, you've even conducted interview with a person like Susan Sarandon. Okay, I just saw that on Friday. So it's very inspiring to see a person like you. So what is the thing that drives you?
It's pure passion.
Okay.
I really love doing what I do in the first place, knowing people who have innovative ideas, who want to do so much for the country and for the world at large. That's my passion, to promote innovative ideas, to meet people like great personalities and people like you and
Thank
everyone.
you.
So that's what that passion, that pure passion is what drives me to do better works. So that is what I do, and I love my work.
So once more, thank you for giving me the opportunity to be an interviewer too. So it's been great. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. You did a great job. It was really fun to have this conversation with you. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your ideas, which are very relevant in today's context. And thank you so much for listening to us. You were listening Youth in Entrepreneurship. My name is Avilasha Rayamaji. We'll be back next week with yet another inspiring and motivating guest. So till then, take care. Have a great time ahead. Namaste.